Yeah, man. No, I just it's one of those things though where like I don't know. I just like when you say talk, like you mean like talking with the homies and shit, family and shit.
Just messaging people. Like it's almost a constant. Like even through my days where I'm working and stuff, I'm always like messaging 2 or 3 people like throughout the day and whatnot. If they're working and whatnot, I'll still be messaging them. And like Alex, for example, like I'll message like him. We'll talk all day and shit when we're both at work because we both have kind of like the same like pace of job. You know what I mean? Like where we
Yeah, yeah.
both can just like do that, do that, and
No,
get away with it.
no, and that's
Um,
good. That's good.
and then like just other people I talk to throughout the day, like friends basically,
Yeah,
and
man. No, that's
number
it's good though.
obviously.
It's good because it goes into like what I was trying to talk about, where it's like, okay, like we talk, like you talk to friends throughout the day, and it's good. Like you keep building those bonds, and then you get to a point where those same people who you might message every day, slowly but surely, like fade away, or you start to talk to them less and less, and things of that nature. So it's like, do you other like? Well, I know you're expressing that it's like a few people, like 2 or 3 or whatever, but do you ever check up on like people from the past or friends who were once close buddies who you might have fell out with a little bit? And if not, why not?
Yeah, I definitely don't as much as I should have, and it's different for each circumstances. But I feel like for some, for not for like almost most of them, we're on. I feel like we're on different paths now, sort of thing. Like we went our separate ways for a reason, and we're doing our separate things, and they haven't needed me, and I haven't needed them, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I'll see you down the road somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something like there's nothing stopping me, and it's nothing, but it's just like it's awkward. I don't know. Just how I just my interactions with people. I just don't do that. I just don't go out of my way to do that. I should, but
No,
like,
no, yeah, no,
you
I get
know,
it. Yeah, I get it, man. No, because it's good though, because although we might not really have like a purpose for them, so to speak, like, oh, yo, this is the guy who I talk to when I'm going through shit, or this is the woman I talk to when I'm like facing X, Y, and Z, or if I have a good ass situation in my life, this is the person who I want to talk to. Like, and I get it that we have our select friends and the people who we kind of like, whether it was they were in high school with us or they were in university with us or whatever, might fuck around and just fall back from them. And like that's okay. But the reason why I was asking, because it's like sometimes we feel like we have to reach back and talk to these people from the past when unfortunately for right now, yeah, they don't serve us purpose. Or and it's not about saying like you have to do something for me to reach out, but it's like if you're on different paths, like you were saying, for you to double back or metaphorically turn your vehicle around, there's no benefit in that, in my opinion.
no, not at all. And I feel like now my circle is completely changed. Like I still have some of like familiar faces around me, but like I feel like my circle has completely changed from then to like even high school to university to now. It's like we've had like I said, there's a couple consistent phases that have stuck around, but like for the most part, like yeah, my circle's completely different. I have a different like group of friends that care about different things than we have, and like it's just different now. It's the only way I can describe it. Like
Growth.
you can try and like go back, like the easiest way I can describe this, I had like a thing about this. This was like the summer in between first and second year when I was trying to like I was hanging out with the same people I did before I went away to university.
Okay.
And we were trying to like recreate like recapture and like recreate that magic that we had that summer before, because that summer beforehand I think was probably like the best summer like I've ever had before I went to university. It was so crazy and just so wild, and like a quote that Hunter S. Thompson said, you could strike sparks anywhere and there'd be, you know, madness in any direction. That's how it felt. Like that's like you could go do anything. And even though we were around just this town, there wasn't anything to do. Felt like we could do anything and do anything, even though we were just, you know, hanging out in the woods smoking bowls. That's about it.
No, but that's beautiful, man. Fuck you mean? That's beautiful.
But in the attempt to recreate that like magic and recapture that magic, that's when I realized like it's like once in a lifetime things are once in a lifetime for a reason. You can't recreate and recapture moments. You can reenact them and like rehash them and talk about them, but as attempt to like recreate and recapture that, it's impossible. Like, and any attempts to do that is just futile as far as I'm concerned. And it's nostalgia. It's like a drug. It's like a really, really rough drug that you get hooked on, and it hits weird places on you that makes you feel really fucking weird things that you don't really want to feel. And it ends up, for some people like myself, for others I've talked to, it hits weird places on them that makes them spiral out into like the bad parts again. So it's something they have to be careful with. So in recreating that magic again, like it just didn't work. And then seeing how different like everyone had changed and grown in their own different paths, and trying to come back to where we were at that point, it didn't work because we were all off in different places. So seeing that and seeing it all play out to me was kind of like, okay, that was like an early sign of like, it's yeah, you can keep your same, there's nothing wrong with keeping the same friends and everything like that. I'm not saying that, but like if you all can see you're growing apart from each other, that's not a bad thing either. It's just a thing. It's going to happen. Like, especially if, for example, you're living in a different city, you're exposed to different things than other people are doing. Like, they're doing other things that you weren't exposed to here. So it's just a matter of like I said, growing apart, but not like growing distant. I don't know.
And to add to that, like it's like that summer between first and second year is kind of like you're saying, at least with a certain group of friends, like that was like the best, that was like the one of the better summers. But was that kind of like the same time you realized that might be the last time you're going to hang with that group of friends? Or that might be like the last time that you might share those special moments, like how you're saying you can't recreate the moment. It's like, it's something that I've been thinking about, because it's like, when was the last time or did I even realize the last time I was going to be kicking it with all the homies? And it's like, shit, because it might be a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, and you're like, I don't see these people no more. And then it goes to 4 or 5, 6 years later, and you're like, that I didn't realize then, but that was in that first, between first and second year of university, that was the last time that we was going to chill. And that's why, like, it's dope that you stumbled on that, because it's like, it's something I've been kind of like thinking about, like, when was the last time I hung out with such and such? And then did I even realize that that would be the last time? Whether it's the homies or maybe like a one like a female homies, whatever, like homies that you've been chilling with. Like, it just, that's something that I wanted to touch on. Like, so you were saying between first year and second year, that summer there is when you started to kind of realize, or you had special moments, but you kind of realized this might be like the last time we have these.
I don't know if I was conscious about it at the time, and it's really hard to say because this is legit over 10 years ago. But like, I definitely wasn't like, I definitely had like a sense of like, oh, we're not going to be doing this again because I'm going to be in Kitchener, I'm going to be in Laurier doing things down there. Yeah. But as far as like, this is going to be the last time, nah, I didn't really have that feeling, because I always knew I was going to be back here, like off date, like, and I was going to be hanging out with them again and whatnot. So it didn't really feel like an end time to me like that. Yeah, it just,
I guess that's what makes it special though. I guess that's what makes it like that quote unquote last time, because it's not even, when I say last time.
I was drunk in a ditch the last time and I almost fucking died from alcohol poisoning. So I don't know how special it was.
No, but see, but that's
Alex can tell you about that one.
But it's memorable. Like, because even in the sense of special, like that's why it sucks, because even using the term special, but I'm saying like just it had a like there was meaning to that, and that's what's so crazy about it, because you go through some wild shit, like, bro, some of the times, like off the herbs or whatever, like you damn near green out, you start throwing up and all that BS, but at the same time you're at like one of the best parties of your life when you're 19, 20 or whatever, and you're saying to yourself, this is lit, like, but at the same time, like, you don't realize that might be the last time I'm gonna be kicking it with these people, or like, this is going to be the last time that I'm going to be in this type of like party, quote unquote, setting. Because even the parties you might go to after, they might be more controlled with closer knit people. It's not just 40 random heads from university or whatever. Like, or if you're at a pub or a bar, you're chilling with people who can handle themselves, versus randoms who everyone's just throwing up on each other because they can't hold their shit. Like, it just makes you think, like, at least like that, it sparked that like kind of like, oh, when was the last, like, did I even know that it was going to be the last time I'm gonna hang out with such and such? Or, you know what I mean? Like, so that's
I've
why I
seen
asked.
that like meme posted a lot. Like, when was the last time you all went out to play together and didn't even know it was going to be the last time? And I think it's better that way, frankly. Like,
Spontaneous.
it's more so that, and then you don't have to like sit and think about it. Like, you sit and ponder about it later in life, but like, you don't have to sit and like have any like, I don't know, sit and have too many regrets about it, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
Like
might
I've
feel
got a,
that.
like I said in the last episode, I got a lot of regrets about how I ended, like how I ran with my university career. But here we are. Like,
Yeah.
you still got to
No,
get up and face the fucking day. So
but that's the thing. I don't know. It's not about just looking back and saying like regret. It's more about looking back and saying shit. That was very fundamental in my shaping, like that, or as me as a man, like those certain moments. Like for me, certain moments, bro. Like I knew like it was gonna be the last time, and like I was conscious during the moment because, for example, if you're at a party with said individuals and they're the ones causing the bullshit or they're the ones causing the trouble, you can kind of
I
get
was
the
just
gist
about to
within
say,
yourself.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get the gist within yourself and saying like, yeah, this is like just using a random name. Let's just say I use the name Derek. This is the last time I'm gonna be chilling with my homie Derek. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's like he clearly wants to come to the party and act a fool. But you and Derek have gone through certain things where y'all got each other out of some bullshit. But it just sucks that he's also a problem starter when it comes to like social events. So you're conscious.
Yep.
It's not that you don't fuck with Derek no more, but it's like you can't hang with him. You're growing, like you said a little earlier, you're growing in different directions. So you can't hang with Derek all the
So those situations, yes, I am very conscious of those ones because it was like, oh, this is it with like hanging out with you because X, Y, and Z or whatever else, or like, oh, if I hang out with you any longer, I'm going to go down a really bad road that I don't need to go down because, you know, you're already down that road and you're looking for somebody else to drag down with you. You know what I mean? Because I've had, especially around here, that's kind of the mentality of people, like the crab mentality, unfortunately. But like, yeah, there's a lot of situations where I've been like, oh, this is going to be like the last time I'm hanging out with this person because I can either tell A, they don't dig the vibe that like my group I'm in is on. B, they're like you said, acting a fool and causing shit in public. Like, yeah, that's a big no-no for me. Or C, like, you know, oh, I'm moving to move into a different country. I won't see you again forever, basically.
and those happen a lot more than not in the sense of the moving to a different city, maybe not country, but different city, that
Yeah.
causes us to split with homies who we might have actually had dope bonds with. And we're like, that, I guess that's kind of more of it's not about regret, but it's more like, dang, I miss my homie James or whatever, you know what I mean? Because it's like you're saying to yourself, I ain't seen James in 10 years because he moved out to Saskatchewan or British Columbia or somewhere out west or whatever. And you're saying to yourself, nothing negative happened, but James got a dope ass opportunity to go to university. He went out there 4 years, started a family, all that type of shit. You might be in Toronto or you might be out east in Nova Scotia or something like that, or you're in Owen Sound or wherever you are, and you're saying, damn. And even though we have Facebook and stuff, bro, people do not connect. That shit is there for people to connect, and people do not connect. They'd rather kind of, you know, whether it's glorify themselves or whatever the case is. I ain't no judgment. Do what you want, but we just kind of choose not to connect.
But on the flip side, I've met a lot of people over Facebook and like the internet and whatnot that I've literally like right now I'm messaging people that I've met once or twice in person, but
Yeah.
literally we message each other like every day online.
No,
Like
and then
it's
you
just
get
something
a
weird
dope
like
ass
that.
bond. You got a dope
And at
ass
the same time, and by the same lot, like what you were saying there, like most people moved out of state. I was in a band before high school. Everyone in that band, bar me and another guy, are out west now. And the other guy I haven't talked to in good couple of years, but he's once again on his own path, doing his own thing. He has his own priorities, and I have my own priorities. He has his own group he's in, and we don't like our circles don't overlap ever. If our circles overlapped, it'd be one thing. But if I saw him like walking around all the time, you know, and I didn't say anything, that would be one thing. But if it was like, but yeah.
no, but it makes sense because I try to think about it like, and even while I was even asking like for people from your past, do you reach back like or do you not even reach back as if you saying, hey, how are you to someone who you knew in high school is something negative. It's more just being like, because we sometimes see each other like 10, 15 years later, whether it's on social media. Like I had a random young lady try to add me on Facebook. So I added her. I'm like, oh, no, like what's going on? Like what we like, and she messaged me. So she's like, oh, you don't remember me, but like back in high school, like I guess I don't know, she used to have a crush on me or something like that. And I was expressing like, okay, in my little high school career, I was out here wilding, but at the same time, like I had a girlfriend for like a majority of that shit. So I wasn't necessarily like trying to connect with all types of different people because obviously I'm focused on my girl at the time. But it's crazy because it's like they'll reach out and express some type of shit like, oh, I used to have the biggest crush on you, or oh, I used to think this, this, and this. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily do anything for you. It just kind of makes you understand that people will still, like if they're like, whether they're fond of you or they thought you were a cool ass individual, or oh shit, Trent, he always has the cool shoes, or whatever, like in high school, like the things that people are fascinated with in high school age, that will make you reach out to a motherfucker 10 plus years later just to see how they're doing, which is why I asked, because when she randomly added me or whatever, and she messaged me, oh, hey, da, 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 you don't remember me, but this, this, and this, I'm saying to myself, shit, people really think about you like in a high manner, like, oh shit, Graham, you was cool as shit or whatever. And you don't really know, because she didn't even go to my high school, but she knew people from my high school. So whether she's at basketball games watching us play or football games or whatever, watching us play, that's how you kind of, but again, I didn't even know her, so to speak. So it didn't, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is like, not that we are scared in any way, but we can't really be afraid to, if we feel it in our heart, like, yo, man, I'm gonna reach out to James from 10 years ago and just say, hey, man, I hope everything's well with you. Even though we're not necessarily gonna connect again or go for have no drinks or nothing, I still want to say, what up, James, and da 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 da. We don't have to, but it's cool. I feel like it's cool when we do, just to let people know, like, yo, we have a lot more decency within us than just acting like we don't know these, or acting like, if we see this person, like, oh, I don't know him, I haven't talked to him in 10 years, so I don't know him. You might not know who he is now, so to speak, but you knew at one point he was a solid motherfucker. Let me just check on James and see if he's still a solid motherfucker, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. But it kind of brings me, what's up? Sorry, say.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but it kind of brings me to the next thing, because it's similar, but I'm curious if you remember, or if you know, the last time the whole family unit was kicking it, in like, whether it's a birthday, oh, it's my mom's birthday and the whole family came, or oh shit, it was Christmas and the whole family came, or Thanksgiving or whatever. If you recall or remember.
That's a loaded question for me, because it's two families at this point in time. It's never been one family. If it was one family with me, I couldn't remember it because I was like 4 or 5.
But in context, you know that two families are still technically one, AKA, whether you're talking about dad and mom's side, grandma and grandpa's side. If you yourself, whether it's you, your siblings kick it with pops, or you and your siblings kick it with mom, that's what I mean. Like, if you remember the last time, like the whole, you know.
So last time with the one side was probably Christmas last year.
Okay.
And it's only ever like a once a year thing with that side of the family, and
okay,
that's how it goes. Sorry if you're watching this, I don't give a fuck. Sorry.
Ain't no negative shit. We just expressing.
On the other side, my mom's side of the family, oh god, that one's a little bit like more like probably like around my birthday, like, because my aunt has a birthday around the same time, so I'd say probably like that wouldn't. Yeah, I'd say probably that would have been the last time we were all like together, just dinners and whatnot. But like, yeah, that was about it.
What's up?
Yeah, that side of the family, like we get together way more often, but I don't know. Of late, it hasn't been a lot.
Dope. That's dope. And it's like, I know, like, with like, whether you want to say COVID times or whatever, but it's like, it can also cause people to stay apart because ain't nobody trying to get sick. But on the flip side, it's not, when I ask that question, I'm not asking in the sense of like, because we all have our differences with family and things of that nature. But at the same time, I'm looking at it like, okay, for me, for example, like a good portion of my family last time, like we've been together, shit, it'd probably be on some negative shit, unfortunately. Like, but at the same time, these things happen, right? A little earlier this year, 2021, my aunt passed away. Damn near the whole family was there. But it sucks because we were there. We always, like, for example, with that same aunt, unfortunately, who passed away, maybe 2018, so 3 years ago, we were celebrating her birthday, and the same amount of people, like big ass group of family, connected, and we kicked it there. And we celebrated her, and everything was gravy and everything. And then even like last year and the year before that, same thing. Like we all made sure but as far as just immediate family, like mom, dad, siblings, nephews, we try to do that fairly frequent. Just in the sense of, because like if we all have vehicles and shit, we can all, and we're not all spread out across the country. Like a lot of us live in either Toronto or Hamilton or like just kind of real close, like 45 minutes away type shit. So that's like shit. They try to do that damn near every month because, especially after my aunt passed, we understand like, yo, it's not a game. Family is super important. And it's not that it takes for someone to pass to realize that, because we've been doing it before, but yeah, man, it's like we try to do that shit, like, but really connected, like all 20 of us type shit, probably like 2018, man, like my aunt's birthday and shit. It's different though, man. This whole, because it's like we sometimes we choose to, like, I'm too busy, man. I can't make it out to mom's birthday. I'm too busy. And it's like, fuck, man, your mom's the one who brought you in this bitch, and you don't really have time for her, kind of thing. Like this year, I feel like shit, but this year it kind of happened. I saw her on her birthday because she came, because it was basically the same sisters that I expressed in previous episodes who moved out of the city. We were moving on her birthday weekend. So she came to Toronto to see my sisters, and I made sure I took the subway out that bitch and saw her, kind of thing. But later that evening, she was having her birthday function and I wasn't there. I felt like shit, but it was on that too busy shit. I'm too busy. And I regret it because it's like, they had a great time and shit. And don't get me wrong, I seen my mom since, but bro, them moments are so important. And it's like how like when you were saying earlier about our friends, like it's almost better that we don't know it's the last time we get to kick it. For me, it's the reverse, because if I knew that it was the last time we were going to chill, Trent, I'll definitely I'll make sure that I'm there. Because then that's how you don't have to live with regrets, right? That's how you can understand and be like, fuck, man, even though such and such negative happened, at least I was there and she saw me, or he saw me before it happened. But it's hard because you don't always know when the last time is, obviously. So that's what makes it tough. But yeah, man, that too busy for, and I know sometimes, like I said, if you have issues in family, it's never about trying to say, yo, I'm the solver, I'm going to solve every issue in my family. But what I'm saying is,
I'm the last person to be doing that, especially on that side of the family.
I know, and I understand.
They don't give a fuck about my opinion.
But see, that's what I'm saying. And I understand, bro, like, because everyone has their, like, before we even got here, Trent, our parents were our parents. Our parents were young at one point, kicking it, they have their differences, whatever. So it's never about saying like, yo, you have to be in a fucking tight-knit family unit, but it's the choice to reach out. Hey, yo, pops, what's going on, man? Can we link up and let's go get some food? Or, yo, mom, I know I ain't seen you in a couple of weeks. Can we link up and go grab lunch? It's us actually choosing to do that. And it from that point forward, it's like, because once you're grown, bro, like you kind of don't really have excuses, in the sense of, if you have a job, you have a little bit of money, you don't really have excuses to be like, nah, I can't. Like, say you have a couple of days off, nah, I can't come and see you. Especially when there's go buses and go trains and all types of shit like that. We got to kind of make it worth it, make it all count type shit.
I agree, man. Like, we're only here for a certain time, and they're only here for a certain time too. And like,
you're getting older,
especially
bro.
Especially if you have like decent relations with them, and it, like, nothing too terrible. Like, I know a lot of people don't have great relations with either one of their parents or both of their parents or whatever. But if you do have a parent out there, or both parents that are like you have a great relationship with, there's no sense in sloughing that off and not, like you said, not taking that time.
Yeah, man. It's because I feel like a lot of, and again, we get grown, and I hate it because my parents, they be telling me, Graham, stop always trying to come see us type shit, like live your life type shit. And it's like, Mom, that's not the point. Dad, that's not the point. I understand, like, bro, if I'm fortunate to live till I'm in my 80s or 90s or 100s or whatever, I got time to live. But you guys are up there in age where it's like my dad, unfortunately, like my dad, he fell at work and shit, hurt his leg and shit. He's slowly but surely recovering, but that shit is real because like this is a superhero, you know what I mean? And then you see him, he had to take the cape off. He's no longer he's no longer this. He's an old ass Bruce Wayne. He's not actually Batman no more. And then you're saying to yourself, shit, like at one point there will no longer be Batman, so to speak. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, man, I'm not trying to miss certain moments and when people be in the hospital and shit, like I'm not trying to not be, I'm focused on life. I'm focused on getting these bitches and I'm focused on It's like, that shit don't mean shit to me, bro. Like, even though they're telling me, no, Graham, go get the bitches, go get the money, go live your life. It's like, it's like, Mom, Dad, that shit don't matter. You know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, that shit don't matter, bro. I got 2 nephews growing. My nephew's tall as shit now, Trent. And it's like, yeah, man, you see these little life forces when they're born and then they're damn near grown and shit now, not age-wise, but just height and everything wise. And you're saying, time's flying, bro. I want to spend as much time as I can with these guys. But life, unfortunately, work and shit, you don't get to see them as much as you want, you know?
Yeah. There's too many things that take us away from like the things we need to do and the things we want to do, basically.
Bingo. That's the key right there, man. And it's like trying to discern who should deserve that, quote unquote, deserve that time. I might fuck around and like, for example, I'm the type of person where if I get into a relationship, I want to kick it with the individual who I'm kicking it with. And then in a sense, it's like nothing else really matters because you're trying to focus on building this situation that you're in. And it's like, that's the beautiful part about it, because it's like, that's the shit that they're trying to tell you. Like, yo, focus on your life. If it's a matter of you found somebody, if it's a matter of you got a new puppy, whatever, focus on that. And it's like, nah, I got to be able to split the time though, because sometimes we get lost in the fact that we have our immediate needs, whether it's food, shelter, like, you know what I mean, warmth, whatever, like we have our immediate needs, but the external shit, like the things that kind of come secondary, sometimes we put more weight on those versus our immediate, like our, you know what I mean, our immediate needs. I don't know if you like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we just kind of don't prioritize kind of the time where we're supposed to prioritize it. And I struggle with that, bro. I mean, I know
every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, I learned time management skills in university and like I use them sometimes, but like I always feel like I don't take advantage fully of like my days off and whatnot. Like, I always feel like I've wasted a lot of time, like where I could be doing stuff, or even my downtime because I'm just like too tired or whatnot, or
Trent,
X, Y, and Z.
You have a right to, if you want to sit on your couch for 8 hours and fucking watch cartoons, you do have that.
I know I have the right to do that, but it also doesn't help when you also have like the, man, I should be up doing this. I should be, practicing. I should be fucking, working on the next video. I should be out doing this and that. Like, when I have these things that I like, my own goals in my own head, and I'm not like working towards them, there's one thing. And if I'm just sitting around like, oh, I already did all these things, and then I can sit around on the couch. They're two different things there, my friend. Like, that's right. Where I'm at.
You're right. You do want to, of course, accomplish goals, tackle tasks.
That's where I'm at right now.
100%. But see, Trent, that's where discipline comes in. And again, we all have to obviously work on our discipline, but that's where the discipline comes in. Trent, like, I'm trying to do the whole school shit. So it's like, I got to study science, like biology, chemistry, physics, anatomy, radiation, all types of shit I'm trying to study. And I'm saying to myself, shit. At the same time, I want to fucking get on this motherfucking Disney Plus and watch these goddamn Avenger movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm trying to get on this Netflix and, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, because sometimes one's brain needs a rest, bro. And it's like, there's like a little meme on the internet on Instagram or whatever with it's like the Rock's face and like the little quotation underneath is like when you get home from work and you don't work on your dreams, you're not tired, you're uninspired. It doesn't just mean you're tired, like, but sometimes your brain and body is tired, and you do need that kind of downtime, aka the sitting on the couch watching the 1-2 cartoon, so that once you get up, once you fuck around and get up off that couch, okay, let me get my motivation on. Like some people say, I don't even want to be motivated. I want to just do, or I don't need to get inspired. I want to just do. That's a different level of discipline that I'm trying to get to, because it's like,
same.
Because it's like you fuck around and wake up and you might be like, I gotta watch this. Like back in university, bro, I used to wake up and watch like the football player Ray Lewis, like just inspirational ass videos and shit. Him just yelling at his teammates, talking about or Drew Brees or whatever, like just yelling, talking about, yeah, let's get it, bitch. And you're saying to yourself, yo, I'm pumped. I'm going to the gym. And then I found myself disciplined on some military shit. I'm at the gym all 6 a.m. right when they open. Motherfuckers ain't even open yet. I'm standing outside the door and shit, just waiting and shit. Like, but it's I was on a different type of discipline. And I kind of found that again now, Trent. I kind of found that again. But bro, it's crazy because we have 24 hours, but you think about 8 hours work, 4 hours bullshitting, 6-7 hours sleep.
I wish just 8 hours of work.
You might be working like 9 hours or whatever, right? Okay, 10. But see, even in that same context, bro, if you have the ability to, in a sense, like I know because like let's just say if you're helping out customers or whatever, obviously you don't really have that time to kind of step to the side and write down some little plans or write down some little things that you're going to work on later that day. But if
there's time, there's always time. That's the thing. There's always time to do this shit. It's just a matter of not just being unmotivated and all that. It's just a matter of doing it. And like it's just not like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. It's just doing it just because like this is what needs to be done. And 100%. That's, like I said, I'm trying to get to that level. Like you said, trying to get to that level.
Because it's
not
like
there yet.
I know, but it's the motivated, like it's the illusion of like, I gotta be motivated to do X, Y, Z. I gotta be inspired to do X, but it's like not like you do have to just do it. There's literally no other like that's why I was saying like the bullshit about like not bullshit, but the stuff about like, oh, I wake up in the morning, study, and I'm like, because I'm not in school yet, but I'm trying to fuck around and discipline myself so that when I'm in school, that's the route, like that's the mode I'm on, like that's the routine or the, you know what I mean, that I get into. You get up, you devote yourself to something so much that like you damn near like go crazy about it, and then it's like fuck, like I'm actually getting to where I want to be, and at that point the ball's rolling, so you won't stop. But it's getting to that point as we're expressing, like there's no way around the work, bro. There's no way around the man hours. You cannot skip the process. So with that being said, we gotta
I wish.
But but then you think about it, Trent. It's like if you get a opportunity to, for example, if you get an opportunity to, oh yo man, like just using this as an example, oh yo man, I come by my house later. We gonna rock out, play But then at the same time, you got the homies or you got a girlfriend or whatever who you might not have seen in 2 or 3 days who want to see you as well. Sometimes that difficult choice where you're like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna have to see you tomorrow because I'm gonna go rock out with the homie who this opportunity doesn't always come all the time. But sometimes yes, it's the sacrifices. And sometimes we don't, like sometimes we'll be like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go chill with the homies, or fuck that, I'm gonna go chill with my girl. And then it's like that opportunity unfortunately flies by and shit. And then you say to yourself, damn, bro, as fuck, I'll say this. 2017, some people don't know, like, well, I'm just expressing this. 2017, the famous rapper Nipsey Hussle, his DJ, shot me a DM on Instagram, talking about, hey, feeling your music, At the time though, unfortunately, I wasn't ready to make the leap, put away that money, fly to LA, try to connect, try to do something real. But that's a grand ass opportunity that unfortunately I missed. And it's not saying that opportunities won't present themselves again, but I'm saying And obviously a little bit later, unfortunately, 2 years later, 2019, unfortunately, Nipsey Hussle passed away. But I say that to say, bro, I was so focused on the book, like just trying to do, oh, nah, man, I'm trying to chill with these shorties and I'm trying to do this, and this. And it's like, nah, Graham, you could have disciplined yourself and quote unquote altered your whole trajectory or path. I say that to say, bro, like and these people were supporting me saying, Graham, you know what I mean? What we doing? Go do that shit. But it's like I was kind of scared or whatever. And I'm saying that to say, like, that same sacrifice you're talking about, Trent, we got to make sure we do it. Like, we can't ignore that shit, because we're going to find ourselves in having great opportunities presented to us. But sometimes we're so scared or we don't want to sacrifice, and then that shit never comes back. 2 years later, Nipsey Hussle passes away, bro. I'll never get to work with that man. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's not about work with that man. Like, he was just a beautiful, like a beautiful ass soul, supporting and uplifting all his homies. And it's like, you know, I just say all that to say, like, whether it's a sacrifice you got to make, whether it's telling your homies or your girl, not tonight. I gotta go home and write this script that I'm working on. I gotta go home and do this video that I'm trying to put out. Sometimes we got to do that shit, bro. And like, you know what I mean? Because you
it's
might miss
all what
yeah.
it's like you said, it's all in like trying to get that opportunity, and deadlines are a real thing that help push that like decision making process, Frank, for me anyways. Like,
set
putting that
deadlines.
video out the other week was like, so this one day I'm gonna have to do everything this day because I fucked around and didn't take my time to do this thing here. So now I have all day to do this because tomorrow it has to be out by tomorrow. So yeah, don't do that. I don't recommend doing that. It's awful. So yeah, take your time, but also deadlines are an easy way to like make sure you're on time as well too.
Even setting deadlines for yourself, for the little things. Hey man, I'm gonna eat breakfast by this time. I'm gonna get a little 30-minute workout or some yoga or whatever I do by this time. I will not veer away from this schedule that I'm setting. And discipline, like making those deadlines or disciplining yourself to that point, because it's at least once you start to build that like that regiment, you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm on a different mode. I'm achieving things. And then you slowly but surely start to see the motherfucking growth, bro. You start to see like, yo, these things are happening. These things are changing your mentality of like, if you're constantly saying, nah, bro, this ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And that's the unfortunate part about it. You know, you just fuck around and lose focus of what you're trying to achieve. And we can't really afford that, bro. I can't really afford that, you know?
Me neither. Not at this time. Not at this stage in the game. Fuck.
It's like we get sometimes we get so distracted, and it's like, I'm just trying to eliminate distractions, bro, because in context, if individuals or things around me, like, doesn't have to be people, if they're not pushing me forward, propelling me forward, I'm sorry, but it's like, and it's not about saying they always have to agree with me or anything like that. I'm saying just, if they're challenging you, make sure they're challenging you forward. Make sure that if you have to fail through something, make sure you fail forward so that you have grown from that experience. Because I feel like a lot of us, we get hit with the, even me, bro, like I was trying to kick it with this one young lady, bro. I was trying to get it going. But she was like acting funny style. And then after that, I was like, okay, clearly this isn't supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So let me eliminate this distraction and keep moving forward. If I'm fortunate, bro, like I'm trying to 29 now, by 34, yo, I'm giving myself 4 years, bro, maybe 5, so to speak. 33, I should say, but I'm trying to be in a whole different space. You might not even recognize me, bro. I might be out here looking like I'm gonna be everywhere I walk, I'm gonna be walking like I'm Tupac in the motherfucking Vegas casino and shit with the shiny orange shirt, just walking through that bitch hard than a bitch. Cause nah, bro, like that's the mentality I gotta have, bro. Like that ambition of a rider shit, bro. Like it's me against the world type shit. Cause that motherfucker was on a path, bro. He achieved more in like 3-4 years than most will in a lifetime, G. And it's not about comparison, but it's like he got taken off this planet early. Imagine what he would have been doing. Granted, he got to live. You know what I mean? Shit is crazy.
Yep.
Shit is
It
crazy.
would have been something else. It would have been something else.
out here, just ruffling feathers and shit, and just disrupting shit. Yo, man, shit's crazy. I don't know, man. I feel like these are the types of shit that motherfuckers got to be on. Because if we ain't like, whether it's like you going above and beyond to be the dopest individual, or you just the small ass changes you make to fucking help your days go better. That's that. I don't know what else to say on it other than we gotta grow, bro. We gotta keep growing and shit.
Yep. And it starts today.
Yeah. Get your ass out the bed, catch a cold shower, jumpstart your system, and go, baby. Whoever's listening to this, do your thing. I see my boy Trent over there wrestling with his cat. He's getting attacked and assassinated and all that other shit. You know, he's stripping.
Getting my ass kicked is what's happening.
Yeah. She's going off, bro. But that's what it is, bro. Whether it's cat attacks or your own self destruction, we gotta try to prevent this shit, bro. Yo, Trent, just pet her so that she stops hurting you. She gonna keep hurting your ass unless you pet her.
And try to keep her away from my girlfriend. She's trying to have breakfast.
I mean, well, shit. Like this is all getting crazy. All right, well, fuck it then. You know what I mean? we can wrap up here then, so that you do what you're doing. You know what I mean? And we'll trip. You know, but anyone listening, you know, we if you can, just try to do what you're trying to do. I understand we can express that. Oh, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. But it's like just do it. You know, actually apply yourself. You know, apply the shit out of yourself. Because it's only you who can do the work for you. No one else can fucking make this path happen for you. No one else can walk your steps. Amen. It's kind of where I'm at with it. My name is Graham.
I'm the human pin cushion.
This guy's chops. The human pin cushion, aka Trent. Yo, this is another episode of Ultra Fly Talk. We appreciate you rocking with us. He's my boy getting attacked.